All right, let's go straight to New York now, where we'll find Bloomberg's Jessica Summers. She has the latest on the U.S. markets. And Jessica, let's start with that Federal Reserve decision on the interest rates there. They're being held steady. There's a dovish stance. Certainly at home, we saw the rand reacting positively. What's been the reaction there to the decision?
Thanks, Devin. We did see quite a reaction in the markets following the Fed's announcement. We saw the dollar take a sharp turn lower, and we saw U.S. equities erase losses after the Federal Reserve came out and said that it will be holding interest rates steady. The Fed saying that it won't be raising rates at all this year, which was quite interesting here. And the Fed also using language in its statement saying that it was going to be patient and sort of watch these global economic and financial developments, and also amid muted inflation pressures there. The Fed also coming out and saying that it's going to be, slowing the shrinking of its balance sheet starting in May, and it will fully halt that drawdown in September. So we saw the Bloomberg Dollar Spot Index drop as much as 0.6% and the S&P rally.
Yes, and I was looking at some of the details on the numbers here with oil. We see Brent crude oil hitting way past $68 a barrel. WTI, I would imagine, also doing as well. What's caused this big advance?
Yes, we saw quite an impressive day in the oil market here. WTI just surging above $60 a barrel, that key psychological level there for the first time since November today. So that was quite a significant movement in the oil market. And that came after U.S. government data that showed that domestic crude stockpiles tumbled by the most in several months here. We also saw gasoline distillate stockpiles also decline, and U.S. crude exports jumped above 3 million barrels a day. So overall, quite a bullish inventory report that really supported crude prices today.
And then, Jessica, lastly, Walt Disney completing its $71 billion acquisition of 21st Century Fox's entertainment assets. I mean, it's a huge deal. What will be the implications here?
Yes, that is a huge deal and one to really watch right now. It'll likely lead to thousands of layoffs, though, and job losses within the TV and film industry. Essentially, Disney will be taking over a portfolio that includes a Fox studio, the FX and National Geographic cable networks, as well as about 30% of the streaming service Hulu. And then we had Disney CEO Bob Iger come out and say, listen, in order to make this deal financially viable and make it work, he's going to be promising about $2 billion in cost cuts, essentially. So we're going to likely see a lot of job losses. Disney will be taking over more than 15,000 Fox employees, quite a big number there. And we've seen signals and reports that the job losses will likely take place inside of the U.S.
Jessica Summers coming to us from New York. Thanks very much indeed for that market update.